Hi guys, welcome back. Today we'll be travelling the North Lancashire Loop Line, as it was affectionately called the Great Harwood Loop. This was built by the Lancashire and Yorkshire Railways in 1875 and covered the line between Rose Grove and Blackburn. There were stations at Padiham, Simonstone and Great Harwood. I've been told there are some amazing views coming up, as well as some amazing railway structures. So let the show begin. Here we are, we've just arrived at Rose Grove, ready for today's trip. Look at this station, eh? What it used to be. This is Rose Grove in 2021. The only wonderful sounds as we're here is the motorway. Wow, on this side where the factory is, there used to be hundreds of sidings. Loads and loads of sidings. This was the main hub. It was running down to Manchester. Look at all these platforms have been deserted. And there was also an engine shed around here. Let's see if I can find that. And this is a bit of Rose Grove we don't get to see. Lost. Look at that, it gives you an idea how many lines used to go through this station and how busy a hub it used to be. Now you get a train an hour, if that. And just at the top, at the Blackburn end, we have where we had the goods were sorted out. Now on this side, there used to be an engine shed, Rose Grove engine shed. Literally where that motorway is now is where all the sidings used to be. Used to be sidings, turntables, the lot. Like I say, today's trip we're going on what we call the Lancashire and Yorkshire Great Harwood Loop Line. Now see that track there that's rusty? That will hopefully be the loop line. What's left of it anyway. So let's start the trip and see if we can find any clues for this engine shed. So just starting the trip now. Just coming up to where Rose Grove engine shed was. This looks like very much railway type borders. So just gone beyond Rose Grove station, and this was the yard that the engine shed was in. In fact, the main engine shed itself has supposedly been demolished and been made way for that noisy motorway which you can most probably hear in the background. But there was a lot of ground and this is right on the edge of it. So this was a location of where the turntable was, engine shed and everything else. I'll just see if there's any clues. As you can see, it's pretty heavy. So yes, that is a definite. This was the location of the engine shed. Right with the border with the canal. Looks like there has been a lot of landfill done here, but there are a few remains over there. I'll check them out. So here we have the boundary wall that went at the side of the shed, and if you look just beyond it, hopefully you can see a bit of brick. I did try and trace that, but it's all on the side as it were. Was that part of the original structure? Water tower or something? I don't know. But let's keep going. Let's find this branch. Here we are, the start of the loop line. That's the live line, still going strong. This is the loop line, as you can see. Not in the best of conditions, but still in situ. That's what I like to see. Let's walk it down, see where it goes. So put you in the frame. This, like you say, was a loop line, an alternative line to get you to Blackburn, as it were. But it also served the power station and didn't close till 19 I think it was 92 actually. But as you can see, they just turned it off and left everything where it was. Oh dear. There's railway junk everywhere. This is heaven. And a signal to make sure that we don't go and jump already. So this is beside the track. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe some kind of ground frame or something. Or maybe some form of communication with the signal boxes. But I'm afraid if you was after track on this trip, your luck is going to run out any second now, because that's as far as it goes. Right, so let's start the walk. Let's go to Great Harwood Loop Line. So I've still left the grids in there for the signals, as you can see. But also if you look over there, you can see where the bridge is. That's the live line that's still going. And so we slowly approach the first bridge, the Motorway Bridge, which I don't think had a number at the time. That's more like it. Lancashire and Yorkshire style bridge. Lovely. So we now come to the part of the line which has now been made into what they call a greenway, like a posh cycling path. But they do seem to have respected the railway. It's at the same level it was when it was active. So hopefully there's still a few remains to be captured. As you can see, this line is well maintained. Well done to whoever looks after this. Never had it so easy. Two interesting artefacts been left around. Take it as a tribute to the mining industry around here. Right, this is bridge number 3. I'd say we're about half a mile down the line now, and it's a pretty steep gradient going down to Padiham, where the station was. So I expect the locomotives had a fun time trying to get up here in the wet weather. Bet there was plenty of wheel slip then. We'll be coming to Pattium Station pretty soon. I just thought I'd share you with this. We're on a very large embankment here on both sides. So it's nice to know that they kept the embankment rather than destroying it altogether. So we are beginning to curve now, so hopefully we'll be very close to civilization pretty soon. Here we are, a nice little, looks like it was double line here, not enough for anything else. Yeah, it's like stepping back in time, this. Talk about the old mill towns, it's just thousands and thousands of these gardenless terraces. But like I say, they have preserved this well. It's a shame it's a walkway. I'd rather be seeing trains on here, but I'd rather be seeing this than brambles. So let's keep going. And so we make the final approach coming into Padiham Station. As you can see, it's getting a bit wider and she's curving round. So here we are, one bridge closer to Padiham. Notice on the side here we've got some oldie world mill type buildings, and you can see the old brickworks where it's been patched up with this newer building. Just behind that is where all the goods sidings used to be for the station. It's now been taken over by a new housing estate. So as you can see, the track's expanding now. We're coming into Padiham Station. Like I say, where these houses are is where the goods yard used to be. And you can see here where the bridge has been taken out, to give you an idea on how wide the track used to come over. So here we are at our first station, Padiham Station. It's shut in '65, I think it was one of the beaching situations. But like you say, the line stayed open till the early 90s because it served a power station, which should hopefully be coming up pretty soon. Yeah, apparently there was the main station here, a couple of offices, there's a goods shed next to it, like I say, a massive yard where all these private houses are, these newer houses, travelling crane on it and everything. It was certainly fit for the industrial purpose it was built for. So let's keep going and let's find this power station. So we're just passing the River Calder now, crossing over. On the left is where the spur was that went to the power station. I've been looking on Google Earth and everything, there's nothing there. There are a few substations, but no remains of the actual power station itself. Wow, hold the phone. This looks like the one of the spurs that came off the power station. Been left in situ. Very nice. I'm not sure we'll put that on the mothball list, but if anyone can find a use for it, bring it on. Nice bit of history to remember what it was. So I don't need to tell you where the power station is. Just follow the track. You can see it goes straight ahead. Oh, it did. Yeah, and that's where the trail ends for the power station, that is. Because as you can see, we have some industrial units built on the original site. Surprise, surprise. No more coal in Lancashire. So still at the site of the power station, just slightly up the hill, it's just like overbridge. We went over the railways. Looks like there was another entrance over there that led to the power stations. So certainly plenty of clues of industrial use. So here's the main line that we're following, and this is, like say, a little spur that went off to serve the power station. Like you say, it's got them buffers at the bottom. But it looks like there was also another entrance there. Notice how there it suddenly severes. So I expect there was also some holding sidings in that space. See if we can find any pictures, mate. So where these wagons are is where the power station used to be. Used to go all the way down to the river. Totally wiped out. As you can see, we're still on that trail, but it's getting a bit more rural now. So hopefully the clues will come thick and fast. Yeah, some more dereliction from the Victorian era, but I can't work out what it is. I don't know if it had anything to do with the power station, whether it was a road over, because there's no clues of it on this side. Let's get these babies lying around. That's on the up line going towards Blackburn, and there's one heading towards Rose Grove. Yep, looks like we've got a nice bridge coming up ahead. I think this is Blackburn Road. Yeah, I think this next bridge is out. We've got a bit of a steep incline and we may be losing our posh path. Yep, looks like we have lost that path. Back to the ruggedness again. But it's looks like somebody has walked it a few times, so let's see where she leads. I don't think this is the Calder. It's a bit more like a stream that leads to it. But that's the bridge that originally went over it. Oh yeah, here we go. This is what I want. Look how majestic that looks. Right in the middle of nowhere it is. Just come out of some trees and bang, there she is. The sun isn't being too kind, so that's the best I can get from the other direction. Still following the old track here. But we're getting pretty close to the Simonstone area soon. Hopefully we'll find some traces of a station there. A few clues to help you along. So here we are on the final approach leading into Simonstone, where there was also some good sidings on the right hand side. See what we can find. So like I said, the main line went on the left, good sidings were on the right. There was 3 main sidings and a good shed. So you can see how wide this area was meant to be in its time. Looks like you say on the left hand side is where we'll find the station, hopefully. Yeah, this was definitely the location of those sidings. Look at all that birch. Typical for sidings. Wow. All intact-ish. See what traces we can find. So I'm afraid we've lost the goods yard because it's been taken over by a factory. But this was the location of the station. And there's a load of junk here. Hopefully it's railway junk. But it's all just been strewn all along where the line went. Look at it. Bricks, Accrington bricks here, there and everywhere. This is one hell of an industrial... Whoa, 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 whoa. We have found it. The platform. Look at that. Excellent. Right, Simonstone Station platform still in situ. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow, I did not think I'd find much. This station shut in 65. How did it last this long? Well done. So yeah, there was a load of waiting rooms and bits and bobs around here, so that more than makes up for all this kerfuffle, as it were. So all this was the station. Like I say, I'm on the platform itself now, and just that little bit remained. Thank you. So although there's a nice path going along where Simonstone was, this is where the station was, all in this brambles. So if you're going to find any clues, you need to dig deep. I found some other slabs that were most probably platform edges. They're all just been destroyed. But it's still here, you know what I mean? Yeah, coming to the end of that station now. And yeah, still a few bits and bobs hidden under the moss. You can see the old platform stones, Accrington bricks like we said earlier. But yeah, nice find. That's where we're heading next. But this is where the goods yard was. Like I say, a guy's just used it for holding scrap. And how many gems he's got in there. And that's where we're heading for next. So there she is. That's that bridge from the other side. And this is where we're walking now. So I'm on a new trail now. And there's still ballast down here. I thought we'd got rid of all the ballast. This is usually stuff that was here from the 80s and 90s. But no, this went in 65-ish. Well, you know, a bit longer than that maybe for the freight. But yeah, we lost passengers in 65. So here we have a well-walked path again. Very nice. All I can say is if you're into railway walks, give this a go. This is a very easy walk. It's not like some of the chaotic ones you've seen in the past where I've been walking through hell. It's been a pretty easy walk at the moment. And there's still plenty of clues to find. As you can see, the bridges were out. They've been replaced again. Very nice. Deep in undergrowth you find the trenches where the signals used to go. Still there, hidden away. I expect there's some kind of city box around here. Like I said, ballast here, there and everywhere. And a couple of bridges as well. So there's that tracking again, the one we've been following for quite a while now. And it looks like it still goes beyond that bridge, the one that's straight ahead. Here we have another bridge out. And here we have a replacement. Thank you. Let's keep going. Oh dear, what's going on here? Yeah, apparently this is farmers' land at the moment. There is plans to get it access to the public, so watch this space. Here we are, bridge out. Yeah, it's still on the path. Ooh. Still going fine. That gives you an idea on how to build a bridge. And here we come to another little barrier. Must be our private land this, I'm not sure. So here we are, going through some kind of woods, near some kind of caravan site. Here's your landmark anyway. It looks like people have been walking this, so it must be a regular track. Well, yeah, it's still there. Nature's tried to sneak it back, but no, it's still there. We will be coming up to a viaduct pretty soon. It must be an omen. Yes, I've just been through hell. Surprise, surprise. But looks like we're at the end of it. And that's what lies ahead. Right, as we approach the viaduct, there's a lot of work going on here at the moment. Speaking with some of the lads down at the bottom, apparently they're thinking of opening this to the public again. So they are working on, you know, the health and safety things. But you can see yourself, they've redone the walls. What else are they going to do? Sticking a bench in up at the top here. So here's a bench on the line. And look at the view. No wonder, this is fantastic. This will be great when it reopens. So there's the River Calder, and that's how our railway gets across it. And there's the way ahead. And this is what it looks like on top of the viaduct. Lovely. This is what the passengers would have seen in their day. And it doesn't matter which side you're on, you're going to get a fantastic view. There she is looking back. Very nice. And here she is looking forward. Like I say, hopefully this will be open soon as a walk. I've had to walk all the way round to go over the bridge to come back again. But hopefully that little spur where that big barrier was will be cleared in a few years' time. So just after the viaduct, there's some sidings here called Martholme sidings. These were sidings where they held the coal wagons just before they went to Martholme pit. So there's a colliery round here. Hopefully we'll find some clues shortly. So that's the route that we're going at the moment. On the left here, there were some sidings that served the colliery. There's a colliery around here just after the viaduct. But as you can see yourself, there was plenty of sidings. Maybe about 6 or 7 rows here, so it's certainly took in plenty of traffic. So I'm now on the other side of the track, and see them line of trees? That was an avenue of trees that followed the original track bed that went to Martholme pit. The Great Harwood colliery, as it was called, but that's where it was. It went right up to the edge. Let's also look at an old map. There used to be a signal box here. And if you look there, you can see the brickworks and all the concrete bits and bobs that went with it. So I expect this was the location. This was the box that controlled the branch line down to that colliery, as well as the sidings. At last. So there's the line that we're following. This was the start of the branch line that takes you down to the colliery area. Notice how it's curving round? Don't worry, we're not going down it, but we'll go down it slightly and see if there's any clues nearby. And here it is. Look at it, nice and wide, all the way through to the colliery. That's where it went. Even made a nice footpath if you want to walk this. Just look how straight that is. It's the thing about the Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway. If they wanted to go from A to B, they went straight through whoever's property and paid them off. So as I suspect, we are very close to the end of the sidings for that colliery. They joined the line around this stage, and it is getting a little thinner now, so I suspect we'll be back to 2 tracks very shortly. Something I've noticed for quite a while now is this tarpaulin wrap pipe. I've been told this was for caustic sodas, being pumped away. But this has been following us now for about 1.5 miles. So this is the route of the track. Unfortunately, looks like there's a housing estate being built on the actual track bed itself. And basically the track goes through everybody's back garden, so looks like we'll have to take a slight diversion before we're getting back on track again. Like I say, these houses have now taken over the route of the line in their back gardens. The wall gives it away what it's behind, but looks like I've got to take a bit of a diversion in order to catch it again. So that's where them houses end, and this is where the track starts again. So let's get back on track. So here we are on the stretch that's going to take us to Great Harwood. Apparently there was a big station there, and I think they also had a carriage shed as well as goods shed and everything else, so hopefully there's plenty of clues to find. Let's keep walking and let's find them clues. Although there is a pathway that goes very similar to this route, it's not the exact route itself. This is the route. As you can see, I am slightly out of depth here. I think it's only right that we should actually walk the true path of the line rather than the ones that the council want us to walk. Tell you what, nature has certainly reclaimed back this land. Whoa, if it wasn't flat, I'd think I was off course. Yep, so that's what we just walked. Through that hell, I know. And this is where we're heading towards. As you can see, there is a route. Let's see if we can trace it. Oh dear. Right, so we're now going to be going through an industrial estate called Station Road Industrial Estate at Great Harwood. Unfortunately, the whole of the industrial estate is where the carriage shed was, the goods shed and the station. So I expect there's very little, if any, clues left at all. Let's go and investigate. So you can see that stone wall? That was the boundary of the railways. It came up to there and didn't come any further this way. So that's where the carriage shed was. That's where the goods shed was. That's where the station was. From that line inwards. We're now moving up to hopefully find Station Road. Okay, we're getting near the top now. Some more clues. I don't know if you can see that. It's a bad light, but there are some sleepers making up some kind of a unit. And there we have the original entrance that led into the goods yard that went onto the carriage shed. So there's the boundary wall. So this was the location of Great Harwood Railway Station. It was here. Was being the key word. This area has been totally flattened, except for the boundary walls. You can see what was railway from the boundaries, but other than that, it has all been put to, I would say, better use, question mark. So like I say, that's where the station was. This was called Station Road. That's where the track went. It went to Blackburn. Let's go to Blackburn. So before we do head off to Blackburn, let's give you a quick idea of what this place was all about. Like I say, this is where the station was. The carriage shed was on the other side, but there was also some secondary sidings on this side for an additional goods yard. Had 4 or 5 lanes, a goods shed and everything else, all within this space. So this, like I say, was the main track that went up. It's now going to take us to Blackburn. Now, I'm not sure whether this is the correct height for the railway, because it did state there was a slight embankment from these terrace houses. Very nice. At least the locals will have a clue as to what used to be here. So I'd say we've travelled for at least a good mile now on this trail through this estate. And as you can see, it's true and straight. But unfortunately, I really suspect this has been developed and redeveloped, so I'm seeing no railway clues. I've come across a lot of these on this particular stretch. It looks like there's some kind of sewage caps or something. But they're right in line with the railway, so I expect what railway clues there were here have been dug up when they laid these sewage pipes. Shame, really. So this is the route of the track. As you can see, she's slightly overgrown again. But we are getting very close now to the neck of the loop line. And at last we finally pick up the clues that we're on the railway line. Yippee! As you see, we're down to 2 lines again. Let's find out what we can on this section. So that's the bit we just walked. And this is where the true line went before it joined up with a spur to lead to Blackburn. Yeah, a bit of a slog, but I think it's worth it. One with nature again. As you can see, it is as it was. But you can still see where the line is, can't you? Look at it straight ahead. So near, yet so far. Utter carnage, but well worth the walk. I don't think I'd be able to do that in the summer. But yeah, we're nearly through. Keep going, mate, we're getting there. Looks like this next bridge has been filled in from this side anyway. It was a bit of a steep walk. And here it is from the other side. Oh my god, where's it gone? What's happened? So that's where that bridge was, the one that the railway went underneath. So I suspect where these football pitches are is where the railway went, down a slight embankment. There's no signs of it at all, but it is pretty flat. So it looks like we are back on track. I'm not sure how deep this line should be though. I'm not sure whether this is a true level or, like you say, whether it's been infilled. But this was the route of the railway. So this was the route of the railway, like we said. As you can see, it's now that riverbed thing again. And it's discoloured. Looks like some kind of copper or whatever. There's certainly plenty of spoils in that water. Yep, that's where the railway was. I'm not swimming through that. So there's that riverbed. Looks like we're going to get our track bed back again once we're underneath this bridge here. Not seen one of these for a bit. Let's get a nice shot of it, eh? Nice Lancashire and Yorkshire design. Oh dear, well who is it dedicated to then? And so we hit the final stretch of the countryside before we hit Blackburn. So this is the last bit of the countryside before it gets a bit urban. Enjoy it while you can. If you want to do this walk, it's a very good walk, enjoy. I'm not sure where I am. Like you say, I am getting pretty close to the urban area, and it looks like there was at least 3 railway tracks here. This looks too wide just to be 2, so I expect there was a passing loop or something here. That might give you an idea if you look at the ordnance surveys. Here's a cute little bridge. Like it serves its purpose. Cast iron. Don't know if you can see over there, but there's a bridge. That's the canal. We ran parallel with each other. Remember the competitions of the Victorian times? Wherever the canals went, the railways went. Well, they used to do it a lot quicker. As you can see, we're coming another mile down the line. As you can see, we're still in the green area, but you can hear the motorway, so we're certainly near civilization. So that's the track we've been following, but then it becomes swamped again. It's all full of water. That riverbed's returned. We'll have to stay at the top for a little while. Look at it, it's a swamp. No chance of walking that bit. And that's where it should have gone under. Looks like it's been infilled actually, from the other side. Here it is on the other side. Where's it gone? That's where it should be. See a bit of industry surviving. I like my railways. Oh. As you can see, the railway's been lost at the moment. It's about at least 12 foot below me. So like I say, the field was redesigned. It was originally a valley which the railway went through. That was all been infilled. So literally I'm looking now at what was the railway line. And if you cross it here, see where that factory is ahead? That is exactly where it went through. That pylon should give you an idea. That's the straight line, straightest line you can get. So this is where the line came, through this industrial estate, straight through there and straight on. This was the route of the line. So this is where the line came through, and that's where it's heading towards. Can you see where this open line, where it says stop? That was where the railway line went. So on the right hand side of that tank is where the line was. As I say, this is a very, very serious industrial area now. And so we come to the final section where it joins up with the current line. So you can see here, this is where it went through. Went through. Use the angles. And it joined on the line, which is just at the end of this building is where the junction is. The junction is with the railway. That is where this line joined on. Let's get to Blackburn Station now. Here we are looking at Blackburn. Blackburn is where we'll be terminating today. if you was originally getting the Great Harwood train, you get it from Blackburn, you go through that tunnel there, and just after the tunnel you then take a turning to the left to start the loop. As you can tell, this place has certainly changed since the Lancashire and Yorkshire days, but it still serves a purpose. That's what it's all about.